spousal one.
What's happening, guys? Gemma and Jess here. Slightly different setup today, isn't it?
I guess so.
I'm super stoked. Okay, in the last episode, we said we were going to do this episode, as episode 6, about spouses and gaming, but that's going to come in a few days' time. This is going to be out Thursday, and the spousal episode is going to be out on Sunday. What we want to talk about, or at least what I want to talk about, is Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens. Now, granted, it's not entirely about video games, but it kind of is, because I've been hammering the shit out of Battlefront. I know you're a big Star Wars fan, and you've used like the Lego Star Wars games quite a bit on the 3DS, didn't you?
I love them.
Quite into that. So we're kind of angling it more towards that from a gaming point of view. So what did we think of it then? We went out on to watch it on launch day, on release day, launch day.
Gamer brain. If you've never seen it, I don't know if this is going to have spoilers or not.
I think we should do it for like no spoilers. So don't really give away anything in the plot in case these guys haven't seen it. So we'll talk about like the first thing I want to talk about is how good the new actors were. Finn and Rey. Holy shit! Like
those were their character names. But.
Right, so character name. So I watched a preview a couple of days before we saw it, and the actress that played Rey, Daisy Ridley or whatever, I don't know. It was her first film ever, and I just think for her first performance.
Is it ever? Or just major motion picture?
Ever. She said, this is my first film ever, and what a way to do it, what way to start it than in a Star Wars film.
I know, how epic is that?
How epic is that? And I just thought she portrayed her character really well, and I think her interactions with Finn were cohesive, believable. The humour came in the right places between the two. Do you know what I mean?
It really was. It was that nice, like, the way Star Wars is, subtle humour.
Yeah, really subtle humour. It wasn't cringeworthy, it was just so perfectly balanced. And I just thought, wow, this is absolutely phenomenal. What did you think? I mean, did you expect such good performances, or?
Well, I think I was hoping for really good performances. Because the last 3, even though they're technically episodes, the first 3 of them,
1, 2,
but the last 3 that were made and produced, they were good.
Right.
They were great, but still sort of a letdown compared to the originals. So I think this brings it right back.
I completely agree.
And I think the fact that they use no-name actors, actors that aren't familiar, like Samuel L. Jackson and stuff. I mean, I don't know. Sometimes if you see an actor that has been in quite a few films and is really famous already, you kind of can't. You kind of lose something from the story, I think.
Right.
When you use people that aren't very well known, then you pay more attention to the story.
Yeah, and you kind of want to get to know them a bit more because you don't know anything about the actors, and you want to get to know them a bit more, and you kind of want more from them. Whereas, like you said, Samuel L. Jackson, really, in the original episodes, I don't even know if I've totally repressed this memory, but he was in episode 1, 2, or 3, and I could just see him in Pulp Fiction. I could see him in.
Yeah.
I could see him in so much stuff, and I just thought, for God's sake. And then Ewan McGregor as
Obi-Wan.
Yeah. But I could see him in Train Spotting. I was like, for God's sake. And I think, like you said, the fact that they used unknown actors was awesome.
And the originals.
And I was just about to say, flipping that round a little bit. So you've got Harrison Ford as Han Solo. Princess Leia, I've totally forgotten her name. Thank you very much. And then Mark Hamill, obviously, as Luke. Now, what did you think to the kind of coming together of the old and the new there? Because that was something that previews were worried about. The gelling of the two.
Yeah, like if you could, I thought it fit very well together.
Completely. Absolutely.
Everything seemed to happen at just the right time.
Yes. I fucking, honestly, how perfect. I put on my Facebook page, how monumentally perfect was the phrase I used. You might disagree. And again, this is what this series is all about. Us putting our thoughts out, you guys telling us if you've seen it. I thought it was monumentally perfect. I'm ready for episode 8. It was that perfect. They set it up so well, and I think it left so many. It kind of threw a few curveballs in, didn't it? Do you remember we were talking on the way home? We were driving
that's
home,
the way
and
Star
it was
Wars always has been. It's always had a few curveballs.
Yeah.
Even from the originals.
Right. But these, you know, I just thought we know that there's going to be episode 8. We know that some of them questions are going to be answered.
Yeah.
And I can't wait for that. I can't wait.
But the sunlight is beaming
yes,
right on my
thank you
face all
very
of a sudden.
much. We can go like this. God damn sun. Alright, so we changed the angle because the sun completely ruined that angle. I actually prefer this angle for Two Girls, One Game topic anyway. So getting back on track, we were talking about the old actors gelling with the new, and you said, what did you say?
Said it went really well together. Everything happened at just the right time.
Right.
Everybody was introduced,
Yeah.
you know, within the film
Okay.
at a time that didn't seem awkward or forced.
No. And you know, I think the way the stories between the actors came together, it wasn't like a pointless meeting, or you know, it wasn't one of them kind of drive-bys in that kind of meeting. It was a physical meeting. There was conversation. You know, the dialogue was flowing. The story came together, and I just thought this is perfect. This is fucking perfect. Now, what else? What else floored me? What else floored me? Sorry, small detail. BB-8.
Not a small detail. I was actually just about to bring that up.
I love BB-8.
Yeah, I wasn't sure how another droid was going to play into
Yeah.
everything. I thought, oh well, why replace the two others? Not that they're replaced, but
No, they're
know,
not replaced. No.
it went really well together.
Yeah,
Again,
Yeah.
I don't think I have any complaints about this film.
I don't. I actually don't. I mean, we could harp on all day about episodes 1, 2, and 3. 4, 5, and 6 are just right up there anyway.
Now, let me ask you about the game though.
Go on then.
Battlefront.
Yeah.
Do you think that has anything to do with this particular film? I'm
Well-
not quite sure.
Well, I don't think it has a direct link.
Come on, it was obviously not a mistake that they brought Battlefront out just before the release.
Well,
of
no, it's classic capitalist marketing, isn't it? I mean, but okay, let me ask that. And so, my
It was
experience.
smart marketing.
Yeah, my experience of Battlefront is probably within an 8 to 10 hour window of gaming. Obviously, there's loads. You can play as Luke Skywalker, you can play as Leia, you can play as Han Solo. You can't play as any of the other characters
Right.
from Episode 7. So I would say that there's a. I think with
I think there is a
anything Star
disconnect.
Wars, yeah, I think with anything Star Wars, it's Star Wars. I don't think it's exclusively Episode 7. I mean, you see things like when you play on Endor, the Endor map, you see the Ewoks. Now there was no Ewoks in Episode 7, so it's a
say
whole.
spoilers.
It's the whole. There's no yeah, I'll maybe bleep that bit out, but
No, it's all right. I don't think anybody's really expecting it to. Not in the trailer.
no. So no, I don't think it's got any direct links. But what do you guys think? You may have sunk more hours into it than me. I mean, who knows? But
Do you think maybe they'll bring out, say, Rey and Finn in a DLC? Now that would be epic.
possibly, guys, let's put it to you. I mean, to you, I think that would be pretty damn awesome. I would like to see that. I think we've not seen the end. There's the Jakku map on there anyway, so obviously Jakku does feature quite heavily in Episode 7. But I've also seen people out there complaining, saying the film is okay and blah 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 blah.
Who
blah.
said that?
I'm not going to mention any names. I'll tell you when the camera's off. But I was pretty damn flawed. But to each their own. All you need to know is that it's better than Episode 1, 2, and 3 combined. Sets. Let's talk sets now. Again, without spoiling it, do you recall watching the film and being impressed with the environments, the sets, and
The original ones.
from Episode 7?
Oh,
When we first meet Rey.
Of course.
Wow.
And they've gone to big lengths. I mean, if you've watched some of the behind the scenes stuff.
Oh yeah. It's no secret really. I don't think it's
No.
a spoiler as such. But as well, what really I was really happy with is everything was shot on location, whereas episodes 1, 2 and 3, it was 95% green screen and blue screen.
Are you just pulling that figure out
No,
of your ass?
I'm honestly, I think one of them was completely filmed with a green screen. It was shit.
I was just wondering where you got that specific.
No. This is all shot on location. Again, it's not a spoiler. The Millennium Falcon does feature quite heavily, and they, aside from it flying, when it was grounded, it was a full-size Millennium Falcon. Every little piece worked, moved, articulated, made the noises, had the steam coming out, and had that happened in a similar kind of set in episode 1, 2 and 3, it would have been CGI. All the characters
You're awfully
I know, I'm feeling
today.
so
She's
passionate.
like, this.
I really do feel quite passionate. I am C3PO.
I can't pay attention to what she's saying because she's like all over the place.
No, really joking. But back to joking aside, there was minimal CGI. It was on location, actual actors, puppets, which I was so grateful for. Were you bothered about that or not?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really like how CGI everything was in the last 3.
Like Yoda, CGI Yoda.
I have an appreciation for CGI in the arts and
yeah, if you're watching Toy Story.
But sometimes it's just, you don't get that depth. I know there's probably tons of graphic artists that would disagree with me.
Okay.
But I think there's a difference between depth of field that is created on a computer.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
Versus real life.
Yeah. So, you know what, guys? If you haven't seen it, go and watch it. It doesn't matter if it's not in 3D. If you go and watch it in a standard, non-IMAX theatre, you're going to love it. You're going to absolutely love it. So, guys, I don't really have anything else to say without spoiling the film. And again, please leave your comments if you've seen it. And also, if you've not seen it, let us know when you are going to see it, because I'm just kind of interested I just want to know, really. I like to know pointless information. I'm pretty sad like that in my life. Do you have anything else to say?
I'm pretty sad like that.
Is that all you have to say?
Is
that all you have to say?
Just commented.
No, I'm joking. Do you have anything else to say?
I'm afraid to speak now.
Okay, no she doesn't, but please like, comment and subscribe. 2 Girls, One Gaming topic will be in the cards as well as in the description. And episode 7, ironically, as we've been talking about episode 7, will be out on Sunday, so that will be the 27th. Yeah, cool. Take care, guys. Bye.